Hello UTPA, welcome to another episode of Grad School Now. I'm your host Nikki Hernandez. In today's episode we'll be talking about the graduate resources and all that is available to you students. Our graduate recruiter Stephanie Ozuna is here to explain all the details.
Welcome viewers, I'm Stephanie Ozuna, and like Nikki said, on today's episode we will be talking about the graduate resources available to you once you become a graduate student here at UTPA. So Stephanie, what resources do we have available to students in the Graduate Resource Center? In our Graduate Resource Center is funded through a grant that was given to our graduate office from the Department of Education. This grant helps, like I said, to fund this Graduate Resource Center, which hosts a variety of different workshops from presentation skills to career exploration to various other professional development programs that help enhance our current graduate students that are going through their graduate programs. They also host a STEM lecture series, and this series was developed in order to promote the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields. And we actually just had our guest speaker for the fall semester, Dr. Phil Plate, and he will tell us a little bit more about what he came here to campus for.
I have a varied background in education. I actually went to the University of Chicago for a year and bombed. I did terribly. I dropped out. Went home, lived with my parents for a year. That was awesome. And went to a community college. Got my grades up a little bit, transferred to University of Michigan, got my bachelor's, went to grad school at University of Virginia and got my PhD. There was never any doubt that it was going to be astronomy. It's something I've been doing since I was a little kid. My parents bought me a telescope when I was, 5 years old. And it was just something that's always fascinated me. And it's been all these years and I still love doing it all the time. I went to graduate school at the University of Virginia, and I really had to do that because to be a professional astronomer, and in fact to be any kind of professional scientist, you really do have to go through grad school. You have to get your PhD and then postdocs and whatever it is you want to do. Some people, of course, leave grad school like I did, don't get a postdoc and just go straight into industry. I wound up being hired by a company that was hired by NASA to work on Hubble. So without having to go the academic route, I still was able to pursue astronomy. And then actually it was in grad school where I found out I enjoyed writing so much. I started writing for the student newspaper, I was terrible, but I got better. And now I write a blog and I've got these books. Grad school is a great way to find your way and to see if you've got what it takes to pursue a degree and pursue a career like this. If you can do that, you can do it. You can get out there and make a name for yourself and go out there and do the research. So I wouldn't be here if I hadn't gone through grad school and suffered through it, the highs and the lows. It's like anything else. There's great parts and bad parts, but in the end you know that you're struggling towards a goal, and that's improving yourself, and that's one of the greatest things we can do. I'm here to give a talk about death from the skies. It's about asteroid and comet impacts, and I'll be talking about the science of asteroid and comets, as well as how Hollywood tends to screw that stuff up, and then I'll be talking about ways we can really prevent these types of impacts from wiping out life on Earth. The book I wrote called Death from the Skies is actually all the ways I could think of where some sort of astronomical event could either wipe out life on Earth or at least really hurt us. And that could be an asteroid impact, it could be a big solar flare, the death of the sun, the death of the entire universe. It was really everything I could think of. It was fun to write, I have to admit. It seems like it would be really depressing, but in fact, we don't have to worry about most of these things. They're not going to happen for a long time, or they're really unlikely. And the ones that are more common, like asteroid impacts and big solar flares, there are things we can do about that to prevent them from hurting us. So it's not as depressing a book as it might seem.
That was a very interesting STEM lecture that Dr. Phil Plate presented. The fact that he was on the Discovery Channel and our graduate office, brought him down was awesome, actually. And I recommend that you students become more involved and check out these lectures, because you never know what you're going to find, you never know what you're going to see and what you're going to learn. So Stephanie, what else is there that's available at the resource office?
We also have what's known as the Teaching Academy, and this academy was put together to help grow our current graduate students who are teaching in the classroom, to develop who are aspiring to teach at the university level. And we have Mr. Paul Beretta, who's going to speak a little bit more into depth as to what this teaching academy does, what they do. I believe they have monthly meetings, but Paul will go ahead and explain to you a little bit more.
My name is Paul Beretta. I am the coordinator of the Teaching Academy here at UTPA and also a PhD student. The purpose of the Teaching Academy is to prepare graduate students, both master's level and PhD level students, for working at the higher education level. Students who major in programs where they intend to teach that discipline at the university level are taught a lot of research in class, research methods, and a lot about the discipline in class. But when they go out to the field and it's time to take a faculty position, many times there hasn't been a lot of instruction in teaching methods. So the Teaching Academy is designed so that we have monthly meetings and a summer boot camp where we have students come in and they learn various methods and different pedagogies of teaching. The idea for the Teaching Academy came in concept from Columbia University's Teachers College. They've had a program there for many years. It's very successful, and ours is structured a bit differently, but they helped us develop ours the way that it's structured, and the intent is the same. So it's based on their experience, kind of tailored to our community. The importance of the Teaching Academy is that students who graduate from the graduate school here at UTPA have been prepared in instruction as well as research. Because when you go out on the job market, it's important that you're expected to do both. So as the hiring process unfolds, universities want to know that you can go right into a classroom and you can have some tools with you that allow you to keep their students involved.
For more information on the next teaching resource workshop, you can check out our website at utpa.edu/grad school. So what other information do you have to share with us, Stephanie?
Another service that our Graduate Resource Center has to offer is our thesis and dissertation formatting. Any of our students that are required to create a thesis or dissertation for their program that they are in, we can actually sit down with them and talk and help them format their thesis or dissertation, whichever they are doing. And we have an actual thesis specialist within our graduate office, Mr. Antonio Reina, and he will actually be telling us a little bit more about what services that we offer within our office in regards to thesis and dissertation.
Okay.
My name is Tony Reina. I'm the thesis reviewer for UTPA Graduate Office. And the type of services we offer for our students are graduate workshops. These are one-on-one. We can look over and review your material. And also we have the one-on-one sessions. We can help edit and format your thesis or dissertation. Those workshops take place in fall and in the spring. You're looking at in October and in February. The next one coming up is February for our thesis dissertation workshop. The process you're going to go through first are you're going to have the thesis dissertation forms. Those forms are available on the Office of Graduate Studies website under Current Students tab. On there, you're going to need their signatures of your committee members, dean of the college, and the provost for the graduate office. And those forms will be turned into our office. My advice that I would give a student would be just patience. It's going to be a lengthy process with for the writing. It's going to be constant revisions and editing through your committee members as well as the graduate office. But we're here to help you out as much as possible throughout the process. Once you have your thesis or dissertation content ready to submit, you can go to the ProQuest website, It's also located in the Office of Graduate Studies website. And under current students, thesis dissertation area, you're going to click that link and you're going to look for ProQuest. On there, you're going to create a username and a password to set up the account. And this is where we're going to go through the revision process. Either myself or Donna Jackson will send you an email stating specifics on the revisions, and it's going to be constant back and forth through emails there. The next step are the revision process. You're going to receive those revisions to myself or Donna, and you can set up a one-on-one appointment with us at the GRC. We're located on the Administration Building 329. Here you can set up an appointment to help out with the revisions. If you have any questions with page numbers or formatting on your thesis or dissertation, the graduate assistants or myself can help you out. But you will call Carlos Rios to set up the appointment.
Thank you, Antonio, for sharing all that information on how to submit a thesis or dissertation. So students, if you need any additional information, you can find us at utpa.edu/grad school or on Facebook and YouTube. And Stephanie, thank you very much for being here today with us.
Thank you, Nikki. It was my pleasure.
And everyone else, I'm your host, Nikki Hernandez, and thanks for watching.